And we are live. If you're joining us today on Facebook, before we get started, I want to let you know that you can go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and you'll have to do something to comment, access your name and picture, give Facebook permission. If you're joining us later, drop a comment wherever you're watching this and tell us what you most resonated with that you hear today. I am Morgan Sheets. I'm the founder of Live Well, Be Well, Do Good. I'm a master wellness coach and a media consultant for women entrepreneurs. And I'm here today with Basia Richard, who is an amazing fashion and celebrity stylist who's on a mission to help women entrepreneurs feel confident and create standout style so that they can really just shine in their online presence. And if that wasn't enough, Basia, you really have to listen up to what she has to say because she's worked with some amazing women like Selena Gomez, Irina Shayk, and Olivia Holt. I know Selena Gomez has been a personal style favorite of mine. And her work has been seen in TeenVogue, InStyle, People, and more. So she's got a lot of great tips for us to say, and I can't wait to hear more. So without further ado, Basia, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Who is your favorite style icon? Not to throw you on the spot, but
oh, Diane Kruger.
She has, amazing style.
Yes. So when it comes to actually looking for that icon, this is a really great tip that I always tell my clients. Look for someone who you admire their style, but they also have similar body shape to yours, because that is going to be a great inspiration to kind of, maybe not, obviously we don't want to be copycatting, but have that inspiration to how we can dress as well. And Diane Kruger kind of is like, she's I think she's from Germany. She has very similar body shape to mine, and I absolutely love her street style. So
and your coloring and features are similar.
Yes,
as well,
very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the street style is the most fun. I know personally, like I've just turned to Pinterest, but do you have any other recommendations for women to turn to kind of find these images of their style icons to get the inspiration from?
Yes, so I always turn into Google, and actually more than Pinterest. I also use Pinterest, but I find Google actually is better resource for me. And instead of actually pinning to images to Pinterest, I use Keynote. It might be a little bit too advanced, but what I like to do is to do search for either a specific look or specific style or specific item, and I download those pictures and put it inside my Keynote, and that's how I build mood boards of inspirational images. So Google is like my best friend, and really looking for Google is I mean, looking on Google for like different styles is probably the easiest way to find inspirational images. The best way to actually do it, and a lot of women don't know that, and they might end up with like crazy images and crazy pictures, because if you let's say if you go on Google and say let's say preppy style, and you're gonna end up with like just weird, bizarre pictures, you have to do preppy style, street style. Always add street style, and you're gonna end up with a great inspirational images from bloggers, from all different media publications, etc. Little different blogs as well. And that's how I just basically download those images and put inside Keynote and create like a fun mood board.
That's such a great tip. I didn't even think of that myself, to add in that street style. And I can't wait to try it, because it is frustrating when you're trying to look for something and you just get these like either editorials or, you know, clothes from not magazine catalogs, but online clothing stores. So I can't wait to try that tip later.
Yeah,
I know
go ahead.
Mine, she has great street style. Like I look up to Miranda Kerr and Amal Clooney. They're a little bit classy, a little bit at little bit rock and roll and playfulness. So I've only been looking on Pinterest. I can't wait to see what I find by looking them up on Google now, because it's such a great resource.
Yeah, I mean, if it's either or, I just find Google a little bit better than Pinterest, but obviously both, I go back and forth. I just don't pin anything on Pinterest. I just like to download it and have everything in one sort of like one sheet, in one space together. So it is just a little bit easier for me to kind of be inspired and really see the whole idea behind what I'm searching for. So
yeah, I love that. Then you have that mood board access when you need it. So we're talking a little bit like finding our style icons to help us create a signature style, but can you help us understand like what is a signature style and what are those key pieces for us to focus on to create ours?
Well, the signature style, and I always say that signature style is always going to come out from you specifically. So I, as a stylist, cannot tell you what is your signature style. I can tell you what to do, what steps to take to really discover that style. Because in the end of the day, no one can tell you what you can wear and who you are. It's coming from your personality. It's coming from who you are, what you represent, how you want people to see you. So it's all going to come from you. So the first step would be like obviously personality. So are you outgoing? Are you fun? Are you more, are you introvert? Are you very, like, basically everything that really represents you, who you are, what is your personality? And obviously ask yourself a question. Do you like colors? What colors do you like? What colors makes you feel confident? What colors makes you feel like these are your colors? Like I feel comfortable. I don't, wear a color just because I want to represent something that I am not, or that I don't feel confident in that particular color. And then we're going into like what style icons we talked a little bit that we gravitate to. And I will also look at specific, like maybe celebrities or influencers or people in media, and look for body shapes as well. So if you have a specific body shape, if you say, let's say you are petite, but you have a bigger hips, look for, like, let's say Demi Lovato, and see what she's wearing. What is her style? Look at the silhouettes, because even though her style might not be yours, but the silhouette she's wearing might be something that you can wear as well. So that would be another tip. And then obviously, like, what message do you want to convey to your clients? So how do you want your clients to see you as who you are? So we're looking at those big influencers, those big women in space. So you have Jasmine Star, right? So a lot of women can say, I want to look like Jasmine Star. Well, it's when you look at her style is very her. This is who she is. She is like a mom. She has that boho eclectic style, and it's not that she's forcing it on her. This is who she is. So it's like I said, it's coming from your personality, coming from your lifestyle, coming from who you are and how you want people to portray you. And the last thing is, like, you always want to think about picking the modern and right silhouettes. So keep it simple. Modern, fun silhouette, something that it's simple. It's always going to be in fashion. It's always going to be something that people gonna drawn to. So like today I'm wearing just a
I love that. Keep it timeless and classic, and then you don't have to update your wardrobe as much either, which is good, I think. I mean, it feels like that to me. Like when I buy classic pieces, I can wear them forever, and then I just update like accessories or, like I'll buy jackets, because you can change up what you put underneath it, like different key pieces. Well, is that a good strategy, or?
You know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. This is a shirt from Acne that I purchased when I was pregnant. So I'm being very honest right now. wearing this during pregnancy. To give you a context, my daughter is 6 years old now, and this is a shirt that I spent, a good amount of money on, but it's made with really good fabric. It's a classic cut. It has a very soft, good fabric. It's something that I can wear on a weekend. I can wear something on Zoom. If I button it down, it's going to be a very preppy look. I can put a necklace here and then have a little bit different kind of vibe. So I can wear this shirt in a different kind of styles. I can put a nice let's say like a cashmere sweater under and have even more preppy style. So this shirt looks literally the same than when I bought it 7 years ago, right? So I think it's always a good idea to look at shapes, colors, and classic cuts, but then also good fabrics. And if you can invest in few pieces that it's gonna last you a long time, but then also you can repurpose in many different ways, is always a good investment.
Exactly. This is funny. The top that I have on, I wear because it's like my favorite. It makes me feel like a power woman when I wear it. But this was my mom's. I don't even. It may be over 20 years old, so it's got a little bit heavier shoulder. It's got a button and an open back. But pieces like this, like you say, they're so timeless. And that's what I love it, because the fabric is amazing, the cut is amazing, and the versatility. Like I wear this on date night because it's got an open back, and I'll put like a tight white pant with it, or, I can make it more, I mean, there's only certain business contexts that I would walk around with an open back and low chest, like talking to you, celebrity style, it's acceptable, other arenas not. But I love that you touch on that, the versatility, because when we make those investments, we're really able to maximize them.
Exactly.
So you mentioned like introverts and style, and I'm extremely introverted. And I know, like, for me, fashion has been a way to be expressive without me being very expressive. So I wonder, like, I hadn't thought about it before, but is there like a preconception that introverts dress quiet, or do you find that introverts do tend to dress, like, express themselves more through their style because we're less vocal?
I mean, I'm an introvert as well. So I'm very sort of camera shy. I kind of, very much on the same boat with a lot of women. So I always said that, dressing for who you are, dressing for your personality, it's the only way to kind of feel confident and kind of feel yourself. And if you try to dress, you're introvert, you feel that you're dressing like as an introvert, or let me throw in on a red sequin jackets, I'm gonna be standing out on camera, people gonna buy from me. It's just sort of, going into this very simple example, Lady Gaga, who for many years been dressing in a very eccentric sort of wardrobe. I mean, meet dress she was wearing to like Grammy Awards. But because this is Lady Gaga, this is who she is, it's coming from her. This is not forced on her. It's sort of acceptable. Imagine now Diane Kruger wearing me dress. It would just make no sense whatsoever. No one would buy it. Everybody would say this is ridiculous. So I think in the end of the day, you have to dress for who you are, for your personality, for how you want to be portrayed. But the most important thing is, if you wear something that you're comfortable with, that that this is a great silhouette on me, it showcases my best assets. This is a beautiful color. I love my necklaces, all my everything. Even if it's it's not anything flashy and over like bright colors or anything like that. It's gonna be true to yourself. There's so many women who are big entrepreneurs who have very minimalistic and simple style, but it's very much to who they are, and they're not trying to portray and wearing all those, I don't know, bodycon dresses just because they think it's gonna kind of put them in a different level as an entrepreneur. So it comes down to very basics. Comes down to you.
Oh, no, just keep it simple and express yourself. Yeah. And now we wanted to touch on the confidence, like how to really feel confident in your choices. And, I think it'd be helpful. You mentioned that you would be willing to share how some of these celebrities, we won't call them out or anything, but how they don't always feel confident. And because we can, as non-celebrity people, they tend to look and think, oh, they must have all this confidence and everything they wear, they must feel fantastic all the time. So share with us a little bit, one, like let's normalize that it's normal to have to work into feeling confident. And then two, kind of how you help your clients feel comfortable, both honoring who they are through their clothes, but also stretching them to lean into some different styles that fit them, but maybe a little bit out of their comfort zone.
Well, so you celebrities, and like you said, it might look from outside that they do have all this confidence. They're wearing all those beautiful clothes. Everything is being given to them. They have stylists, makeup artists, all those different things. But you have to remember that there is also media. There's Instagram. There are people who will always criticize them. So as a stylist, I never dressed anyone and had amazing reviews of my work, so how I did as a stylist. So always one media is gonna say this is the worst dress, another media is gonna say this was amazing. It's always like People magazine will love it, if Vogue would say this is bad, or Vogue will say this is amazing, high fashion forward, and regular people are gonna say what the hell is she wearing. So this is basically, you cannot make everyone happy. In the end of the day, it's very subjective. So you just have to kind of agree with that. And, that pressure of wearing best designers or wearing better looks from what I have worn before. And I had that pressure on myself always to step up. What we're going to do next time, what colors we're going to use, what designers I'm going to call to send me clothes, etc. So it was a pressure on me, but also bigger pressure all those on my clients. We are as much, we are the same as we are. We are just we are being criticized all the time. We are being pinpoint to each other who wore better, the same dress. I mean, it's all over everywhere. Yeah. So I've seen it in my own eyes working with over 15 years. It can be really devastating on some of those people who do have, their mental health, and some of them were just not looking on the internet, not reading comments, because it can be really damaging. So in the end of the day, they don't have all this confidence. I mean, they're, in the end of the day, there's a lot of Spanx that we will be using.
Shapewear's the friend.
Double Spanx, tapes to lift breasts, a lot of different tips and tricks that I've been using to really make sure that they feel confident. And obviously alterations, all the different things. So it's not like, I'm bringing the clothes, they just wearing gowns, everything fits, they're looking beautiful. That doesn't work this way. So so that just the reality.
Yeah.
And when it comes and when it comes to women who are introvert, it's important to really think and understand that, this is my body, this is how I look like. And when you want to feel confident, you want to look good, it's important to really understand your shape. So know what's gonna make you feel beautiful. You can say out loud which part of my body I like, which part of my body I don't like. There can be, I don't like my legs, and it's okay. I can tell you they are beautiful, but you don't like them. I don't have to convince you that they are beautiful, because this is how you feel. You have to just and how we can dress you so you feel confident in part of your bodies that you're not happy with. And then either you double zero or you plus size, everyone will have that. And I work with women who are double zero and have even worse sort of, they don't like to dress up, they don't like to try the clothes, they're never happy about what they wearing. And I was working with women, particular one woman who was a plus size, she lost like 200 pounds actually, and she was the most confident person ever. And we were, she was just happy to undress and put it on clothes. So it really, the size doesn't matter. It's really, in the end of the day, understanding what looks good on us and trying and wearing the silhouettes that will showcase the good assets, everything that we love about us. Either it's a neckline, and we love our chests, so we have tiny waist, bigger bum. It's okay. Let's dress your bum so you're gonna be happy about it. I'm not happy about my calves. Okay, great. Let's wear those pants. So there are ways to dress to feel confident. It starts with our body and really acknowledging that it's okay not to love every part of my body. I don't like it. You probably don't. You have parts of your body you're not happy with. So there are ways you can always dress and to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I love that. Like, you're giving women permission. And what I kind of underneath the line, what I felt like you were saying really is because criticism is inevitable. Like, as soon as we're visible in any capacity, someone's not going to like anything about us, like the way we talk, our voice, what we wear. So because it's inevitable, to feel confident, really put that focus back on yourself and just make sure that you're pleasing yourself and that you're showing up as you want to for your brand and for your business, and that you're finding those silhouettes that make you feel really good and powerful, and kind of just tune out those other voices. Maybe find a trusted ally like you, or for me, I definitely like rely on my mom or some other people, and you can shoot them a picture and be like, is this okay? But tune out everybody else, and
yes. I mean, it's easier said than done, absolutely. But in the end of the day, I am being criticized even as a stylist, and I'm like, okay, I learned for the past 15 years, I can't make everyone happy, and fashion is very subjective. The most important thing is obviously that we dressed well, that we feel good. No one can criticize that I'm dressed bad because I have a simple button down on. Someone can say it's underdressed, but it's okay. It's their opinion. So at the end of the day, there are millions of opinions, and you just have to accept yourself, accept your personality, what you feel good in, and if you feel confident in that, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I'm curious. I know you were instructing earlier on how to find clothes that look good on our bodies by finding other people that have similar shapes that we do and finding things that we like and then copying those styles. I want to help women that are in the dressing room and they're trying on those clothes that don't fit great. And I'm just curious, how you help your clients, the ones that aren't fitting so great. How do we bridge that gap from that client to the one that you mentioned that lost a few hundred pounds and she felt amazing when she put things on? I'm imagining when she put something on that didn't fit well, she didn't immediately self-destruct and go, oh, it's something wrong with me. She's like, yeah, there's something wrong with that shirt. So what are some tips that you have for people that are still trying to find those garments that fit them well and find their signature style, and to help them get through that process that we have to go through of putting on things that don't feel so great or don't feel flattering?
So first things first, you really want to identify your body shape, and that's going to help you so much to really understand which silhouettes are going to be flattering on my body and which I should avoid. And by doing that, it's really simple. You want to take 4 measurements. I'm going to tell you now because it's super simple. It's just a simple measuring tape. Measure yourself, shoulders, bust, waist, hips. When you're measuring yourself, make sure that the measuring tape is flat. If you're doing your shoulders, make sure that somebody doing for you, because you obviously
and it's like right here.
Right here, so the broadest part, and you want to have the hands down, and somebody just basically needs to measure your shoulders, bust in the fullest part, waist in the smallest part, so it's above belly button, so probably like an inch and a half, depends where your smallest a part of your waist is, and bum area, so hips area, and it's always at the fullest part. And plus minus, if your measurements are shoulders and hips are separate, very similar measurement, but your waist is very tiny, most like your hourglass shape. If your shoulders are bigger than your hips, then you are in an inverted triangle. Then opposite, obviously, if you carry your weight more in the lower parts of your body and you have narrow shoulders and smaller bust, you're going to be in triangle. And then I don't like, I might hear there are some fruits, people like to say apples, pear,
apple, pear.
We're not fruits, let's like skip that. And a circle is the one that's where you carry really weight in the middle. Obviously there are some women who will have a combination, they will, and there's a rectangle, so you have no waist, so it's very straightforward, so you have very like a very boyish straight, so there's no waist, you have a small chest and very straight, it's basically no defined waist. So there are some women who will have a combination, even 2 or even 3 of those body shapes. So it's important to kind of identify that, number one, because then if you know you have that inverted triangle, so you have broad shoulders, you have bigger chest but very small hips, then you know that you want to make sure that there is you want to keep there's no puffy sleeves, no prints here. You want to keep it really simple. Jackets without, like so what you're wearing right now, if you inverted triangle, it will add that volume here. So what you want to do really is to create that hourglass shapes. You want to have a proportion between the top body part and the lower. So if a bigger upper body half, then obviously you can add some volume to the, you can do a fit and flare, you can do a pleats, you can do prints at the bottom, you can do a lot of things to kind of balance it up. So when you do that, you kind of know what is your body shape, you know what silhouettes is going to be flattering on your body. The next thing is really to look for those specific items. And now there's a big misconception, and a lot of women say that I go to the store, I put the shirt on, what you just said, it doesn't fit me. Well, is something wrong with the shirt? Well, yes and no. It's sort of like I always say, you go to the furniture store and there's I don't know, let's say a shelving unit that does not fit perfectly into your wall from one corner to the other. It's because those are the specific measurements. Same thing with the store. So women have so many different shapes. You can have bigger busts, you have smaller. It's just almost impossible to go to the store and find something that's going to be like perfectly fitting your body shape, especially if you have, let's say, bigger chest, smaller waist. You might have to pick a shirt that's going to fit into your bust, and you might have to do alterations just a little bit to take in your waist. So I think that's the big misconception. We're going to the store, we think we're going to find anything that's going to fit us, and if it doesn't fit us, the store is bad, the brand is bad, everything is bad.
So we just need to factor having pieces altered into the cost of the purchase when we buy it, and find a good alterations person.
Yes,
and take it there.
I mean, obviously you don't want to reconstruct the whole dress. That's not the point. The point is, if you find a great pair of jeans that fits you beautifully, but it's too long, you just hem it. It costs $20, but you have a perfect pair of jeans, if you find a great jacket that you love, but let's say it, it needs to be taken in a little bit in the waist, just do it, and you're gonna have a beautiful beautiful jacket. So in the end of the day, let's just keep that in mind, that going into the stores doesn't mean that I spend, $150 on a top that's gonna fit me perfectly, because that's not always the case.
Yeah, I love that. Just manage our expectations around it so we're not disappointed, and we can still get that great fitting top. It just needs a little tweak.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely not. This is just the reality of constructing clothes. It's like constructing, doing a house, building a house. It's basically the same thing. You have a very specific body shape, and knowing, you have big chest, you have a small waist and narrow hips, let's say, that's just an example, that you're going to eat because you carry more in your chest, that a lot of button downs, that button is not going to close, and so you might have to take a little bit bigger size and take it in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's just knowing that is that's already like a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So not going to the store it doesn't fit me. I'm size 4, it should fit me like.
Yeah, just go and have it altered. It's your friend. I love that. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure we touch on that consistency piece, because you've given us such great information about what to look for as in thinking about what we want to accident on our body, what we don't want to, how to find our body shape, and then look for clothes that help us balance our body shape in the ways that we want to, and focus on the colors that we love. Mm-hmm. Now, as entrepreneurs, when we're trying to create this consistency in our branding and how we show up, how do you advise clients to do that? What are the elements that create the consistency that we should be focusing on?
It really starts with your lifestyle, and it's really a big problem when you open your closet and you might have, you are an entrepreneur sitting in front of Zoom, but you have a lot of, let's say, yoga pants and some kind of athletic wear inside your closet. So identifying that lifestyle, what do you do in 1 week, literally? And what I tell my clients is create an apple. So you have an apple pie, you have a big circle. Take that apple pie and try to divide it in all the sections. And each section is going to really go into that one activity, or what is that you do during that 1 week. So either you take a dog on a walk, you take your child to school, you spend majority of the time on Zoom, then you have dinner meetings with your potential clients, or and obviously you might have to go to a wedding, or do other things that you might need to have something more dressy. So you create that lifestyle and really starting to organize your wardrobe according to what you do. So you want to open the wardrobe, you open your closet, you have enough clothes for my day job, to go on Zoom, to show up to my clients. I have few options that when I have to go, to a wedding or something, or I go to have meetings once a week, or I talk to clients one-on-one, or I go somewhere, or take them for dinner, whatever it is. So you have all that wardrobe that really reflects your lifestyle. So that would be probably the first one. Then
that's brilliant. I don't know why I didn't know to organize my closet like that, but I'm definitely going to do that, because context, I know for me, is what gives me confidence. Mm-hmm. Because my date night style is obviously different than Zoom and different things. So that context, I think, is so important, and that visual representation would just give us so much permission and ease when we walk in our closet.
Exactly. But then then what you can do, you're thinking that you have to organize all your clothes and you can only wear those clothes when you take child to school. You can only wear that top when you go to Zoom, which is absolutely not true, because when you already organize your wardrobe according to your lifestyle, then the repurposing concept comes in. When you have that jacket and you can wear it with jeans and run quickly to drop off your daughter, or do whatever you have to do. You can put a leather pants and high heels and go to a nightclub. You can wear this with like a pleated skirt and go for a dinner with your client. So then you can repurpose that one jacket that you love so much, and really that will fit into so many different parts of your lifestyle. So it's not a question of, I need to have brand new wardrobe that's gonna, I'm only wearing those tops for Zoom, I'm only wearing those I don't know, those clothes for when I go out for dinner, etc. It's really, then it comes into repurposing and making sure that you can wear the same clothes depending on what you have to do within your day, week, month, etc.
I love that. One thing I used to do, and I don't know if it's the way to go about it or not, so I'm going to ask, is I used to take selfies, pictures, just the mirror shots when I'd make outfits, and then I would put them in folders like you talked about, because I organize everything. And then, like we talked about the mood boards. So would you kind of recommend clients doing that once they develop their lifestyle and they've got this mood boards that you talked about creating earlier, then take pictures, and should we be categorizing them just to help us have inspiration?
Absolutely. Categorizing, like actually creating full looks just so you know how you can wear it, and then categorizing that look. Let's say I can wear this to that event, I can wear this to let's say Zoom, etc. Absolutely. So there are a couple apps. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't tested them yet, but there are a couple apps that allows you to organize your whole closet. So that's when you can take a picture of look and kind of put them in different days and categorize them into different activities that you do throughout the week. So this is actually a good idea to, so you wake up in the morning, you look at your app, there is a look, perfect, done. I can wear this. So, and also cuts time in front of standing of the wardrobe thinking, what the hell am I going to wear today, right? So creating that consistency, so you obviously saving time, but in the same time, you have the wardrobe, you know what to wear, you have all the looks put together, and it's much easier, obviously, for everyone. And we have to dress in the morning, but also that consistency that you talked about. So
yeah, I love that. I mean, we plan our marketing calendars, we plan meetings, we plan everything else. So you could just use the apps like you're talking about and plan your clothes into the calendar with everything else.
Exactly.
So what were these apps?
I haven't really tested them yet. I'm in a process of going through them to test them, but there's called Smart Closet. There's another one that's just called Closet. And then there was a couple other ones. Let me just look at here. Get Wardrobe and Stylebook. Actually, Stylebook is really good. I was kind of like looking into that one. So these are a couple ones that I have here. I'm gonna probably soon testing them out just to see it. How they.
I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna test them out too. I used to use Google folders, and that is a little bit limited. So hearing about apps like this just creates so much ease. I'm going to turn over our comments, see if we have any. We don't have any yet. If you have any questions for Basia before we check out, go ahead and leave a comment. I don't know why I said check out. We're not at a store, but before we leave with our time together today. And you're such a wealth of information. I know you're about to launch a new program. I'm going to put your Instagram. Tell people how they can connect with you if they want to work with you to get your help in creating that signature style and consistency that we've been talking about.
Well, so I would love to invite anyone who is entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur, digital entrepreneur. The program is going to be targeting, or maybe it's for those exact people who needs to have a strong online presence. They feel very, they have inconsistent and kind of they are sloppy. They're not being taken seriously. They want to feel professional. They want to feel they want to have that consistency and have their personal style that represent them, represent their brand, and so they can feel really confident and have that strong online presence and get any clients they want. So my program is, I don't have a launch date yet, but it's going to be sometime in April. So I invite anyone who would love to learn more to schedule a call with me. There is a link inside on my Instagram page to schedule a call. Just pick a date and we're going to get on the phone so we can talk to each other. I get like to learn about guys' problems, frustrations, and help and let you know how we can work together and how I can help you and tell you more about my course.
And for those listening, her Instagram at instagram.com.basia.richard. So it's BASIA Richard. Where you can find her, and that's where the connection call link is. Well, thank you so much for coming and spending your time. You're such a wealth of information and have had such an extensive career. We didn't even get, like, you guys, we didn't even talk about her experience styling for brands either. So she knows what she's talking about. I'm so glad you came to share your tips with us.
My program also going to include the whole module is going to be, because that's really exciting, actually very exciting for me. The whole module is going to be everything step-by-step process of finding photographers, planning your shoot, budgeting everything. So your branding pictures are going to be out of this world. You're going to know exactly what to do, so you don't have to really worry about how to plan it, where to find photographers, how to plan your wardrobe, what images to take, what angles you need, etc., locations, everything. So that's
amazing. So it's like an all-in-one styling.
All-in-one. It's basically like a successful woman entrepreneur in a box. When it comes to your wardrobe, to your style, everything.
Custom to you, authentic you. We know we're not putting you in your box. We're helping unleash you from the box, but in a systemized experience.
Right.
Well, it sounds amazing, and I can't wait to hear more about it when it launches. And I know you're going to help a ton of women. It's such a challenging thing if it's not your zone of genius. So I'm so glad that you're out there to help women entrepreneurs.
I'm glad to be here and help a lot of women. It makes me really excited and really, really happy. So I'm here for anyone that needs that.
Awesome. Well, if you go to the comments or the show notes, you can find the links to connect and book that call with Basia. Thank you again so much for sharing your wisdom with us today. I so appreciate it.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for having me.